Hello and welcome to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu, Rich and Mike Wood here, as always, to have a look at the card in Sydney. This weekend it is Rosehill Gardens. There's a fair bit of rain in the air, so we've got to look at the track conditions. But a good day of punting out there, Mike, but it's the Waller Army, isn't it? 23, I think, out of 119 acceptances, I think I got.
It's like a scene from Lord of the Rings with these thousands of horses over the hill. He's such a hard trainer to beat. Keeps him in such good condition, the track conditions. The rail's out 7 metres, there's a bit of wind, it's cold conditions, it can be near rails, it can be near pace, so keep a close eye on the track on Saturday. OK, I notice a bit there. OK, rails and pace, keep an eye on the wind, keep an eye on the forecast, that's the aim of the day. All right, 9 big races here, Mike, highlighted by the McKell Cup there, race number 7, plenty of horses we've seen a lot of this preparation. What else, where are we going? Potential bias, well-exposed winter horses, this is tricky, maybe we'll get some edge in the 2-year-old race, race 1. 2-year-olds going to 1,500 metres, then 4, 6, 7, 8. The McKell Cup. Will Stockman finally win, or Parry Sound finally win this prep, Stu?
Oh, 2 I've had my money on pretty much both starts this preparation. Let's see. We'll get to that a little bit later on, but we're starting off nice and early. Race number 1. So let's have a look at the market here. It is over the 1,500 metres. Handicap conditions for the 2-year-olds, and it's Verbeck on top of the betting here at $4. Deserves to break through after a runner-up 3 times this preparation. 100 proof, $5. Held off the fast-finishing Raging Bull and Royal Zell, who was ride over 1,400 metres here at its last start. We've got deficit there at $6. Handled the sharp rise to the 1,400 metres well, I thought, last start. Extra trip here should suit. And then, of course, out to My Snow Queen at $7 there. Held ground in between 2 smart types there last week at Randwick, and another one that rises sharply in trip here, Mike. But you got your eyes on a couple of the 2-year-olds here to start the day. We're heading to Queensland for some form.
Yeah, Verbeck always surprised the market. Last preparation had 1 run and came home very well at 50 to 1. This preparation solid first up, then second up, was heavily backed and only just missed. This is his 3rd up run. Queensland Carnival, like you say, what you don't see is mid-race he raced very keenly, so you expect him to tire and drop off. But he doesn't, Stu, and there's a big gap to 3rd as well.
OK, and importantly here, Mike, 1,500 metres, so early signs for these 2-year-olds.
100% miles under his legs. He gets the distance. The form ratings are strong, and he goes forward with Hugh Bowman on. OK, well, let's have a look at a couple of the Sydney runs that horse is up against this weekend. Obviously, 100 proof this day. It held off Raging Bull, who was fast finishing. And, well, there's Royal Zell that got flushed right out wide, Mike. Things just didn't work out for Royal Zell, who was heavily backed. Got back, settled off the rails, which is a bad thing to begin with, came wide on the turn and was very genuine. It couldn't get any worse for him on Saturday, even though the map's not that great. Raging Bull heavily backed and good. 100 proof was even more heavily backed and strong to the line. All 3 a chance. But I want to forgive Royal Zell. OK, yeah, always interesting to see some of those horses that are strong to the line. We saw a couple of those there, and it is the 2-year-olds. I'm glad we've had a start with this race, Mike. Not often we do 2-year-olds through the winter, but it is race number 1. Let's have a look at all the key factors now. We've had a look at a bit of the form, and, well, importantly, Mike, we've just got to keep our eyes on all these 2-year-olds in the yard as well. Well, some form ratings analysts would wonder why we did this race, because it is very even. Deficit maybe a bit behind on last start's rating.
Well, let's hope the key factors can find a little bit of variation here, Mike. And, well, there's Royal Zell getting a little bit of gold for track distance conditions.
Yeah, back to heavy or genuine soft he should like, and Raging Bull strong to the line last start. You saw it in the replay. OK, now how about the map here over the 1,500 metres? Up and in, maybe better. Verbeck, deficit, and My Snow Queen will be on pace with the claim.
All right, now here's the big one, Mike. These 2-year-olds, progression. How are you getting this?
One of the final factors we're guessing, Royal Zell against J-Max on a plus, and Verbeck off a keen run last start can only improve, we think. All
right, so Verbeck the favourite there, and Royal Zell, so 2 we saw in the replays. They were ahead on key factors there tonight for us. But have a look at the prices here. We've got $4, $6.50. All these single-figure horses, they're all pretty much right there in the market, Mike. There's only a length between a couple of these. How do we split the 2-year-olds?
Well, I didn't want to bet on the race, and I looked at the ratings, and I saw there were 2 clearly on top, and then I looked at the jockeys, and I saw Hugh Bowman, J-Mac. First race of the day. Why not back them both? It's going to be a great contest. Verbeck and Royal Zell. I think one of them will win on Saturday. OK, Verbeck there for us in race number 1 there at Rosehill Gardens on Saturday. Let's have a look now. Race number 4. We're straight out to the 2,000 metres here. Benchmark 78 and Lakeen. The money has come. $5.50 into $2.70. Loomed for his first Aussie win here a month ago and obviously ran on strongly there in its recent trial. Ready for this. No compromise. $3.60. Made good ground in the same race at his first Aussie start. Then held off
Stockman went out to 2,400 metres at its last start. Prince of Aragon, $6.50, enjoying his winter racing, winning 3 times, this time in before a total forgive when wide there in Queensland. Monsieur Sisu, $7.50, held on okay from the lead here last time, and Katea there at $11, racing okay, but stepping out from the midweeks, Mike. But one of a few horses that has really been backed on Saturday, we talk of Lakeen.
It's almost unbelievable. He's still in benchmark 78 grade. He was a close second at listed level in Europe, and usually that means Group 2, Group level 3 level in Australia. We backed in this start. He had the box seat. He was very, very tough. He probably had every chance, but he's still well rated on Saturday. The horse that came third, No Compromise, has a swing against him at the weights.
Yep.
So he should be very, very hard to beat on Saturday.
OK, so form line's coming out of here. I'll tell you what, mate, when it loomed up like this, I was cheering. What were you thinking?
Well, it was a tough one. The horse that beat him went on to come fourth in the Derby, so
That's
Group
true.
1 form, I guess. Jeez, I don't know how he didn't win, though.
Nor do I, even just looking at that. All right, well, there's some clear form lines out of that race, Mike. And, well, what are you going to say about this? Are there any form lines coming out of this midweek race?
No, this is a midweek race, but why is Chris Waller such a great trainer? Because he keeps his horses in great condition. They keep putting in, they keep trying, and this horse is a great example. He just kept getting better last preparation up in distance. I know this is a weak race, but when you think he's gone the last 100 metres, he just keeps lifting, and he's sure to run well on Saturday again.
And that's a mile straight out to 2,000 metres here. I think that man, Chris Waller, knows exactly what he's doing with that horse. Let's have a look at all the key factors now here for race number 4. And, well, you said it there, Mike, Lakeen, it's still in a benchmark 78, and that form line last start did it for you.
Yeah, I mean, this race is broken wide open by the form rating. This is Lakeen and No Compromise, both so hard to beat.
Yeah, that's exactly what we can see by that graphic. OK, track distance and conditions. Does anyone turn the tables?
Yeah, Katea up in distance can help. Not a bad Harada. Best ratings could place, but he's a hard horse to follow.
OK, Lakeen still out by a few lengths to No Compromise, the second favourite. A little bit of gold throughout the middle here, though.
Well, Lakeen maps well, but not quite enough for a gold bar. Monsesu leads, Katea near pace, and Total Recall could box seats. OK,
now a couple of these horses, Mike, these favourites, no progression there for these.
Not Lakeen, 4-week freshen again, so maybe slightly risky. Katea is one on the rise for Waller. OK,
so Katea with a little bit of gold there, kicking through late, but I'll tell you what, they just did not catch Lakeen, so it sounds like good luck to you if you're on at the $5.50, because we're now playing with $2.70, Mike, but a couple of lengths in the ratings, that usually says we should just be getting on.
I want to get on. There's a bit of inertia in the market. Yeah, let's get on. 270, he's a very, very good horse. I think he's a black-type horse, and I think he'll go on to better things than this. So benchmark 78, he should just win. And Katea, maybe each way odds or maybe place odds for him. He's sure to run top 4 or 5. OK, so horse coming through the grades there in Katea, but nice little bet there from us in Lakeen, race number 4. Plenty more to come after the break, including the McKell Cup. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We are having a look at the meeting at Rosehill Gardens this Saturday, and we're up to race number 6 over the 1,300 metres, and one of the best back runners all day is Tycoonus, $7 into $3. Chase the Smart Gravina, then no luck here last time over the 1,400 metres. J-Mac jumps on from number 2, so it's got plenty of friends in the betting. Paper Warrior, the second emergency, $5.50. Racing well after charging home last 2 starts to just miss behind Zell at its latest start. We've got Taxu there, $7.50, reliable type from Melbourne, now a recent addition to the Pride camp. Count to Rupee at $7, faded late in the Fred Best in Brizzy, behind Apache Chase and the promising Ayrtons. There's some nice form there. Smart Image, $7.50, charged late here last time. Timmy looks to have him in a good position on the inside. And then it's out to Royal Banquet there, $8.50. No luck from the back in behind Smart Image last time, Mike. But Tycoonus, well, it's another one that's been absolutely smashed on Saturday. What do you do with Tycoonus? I missed the $7 on Wednesday, but do you take the short price? Now this is his last start run, his third up run. It was a strong tempo this day, so back helps.
OK.
And it was an on-rails in-run bias this day, so position in run he had helps. I know he was unlucky, but the time was only fair overall, so he's a hard one to line up, Stu. Probably should have won, but the time was only average.
All right, so if you took $7 this weekend, are you liking this sort of replay?
Well, I thought maybe on a drying track he'd probably a $3 or $4 chance, but back to a wet track, maybe not.
OK, so obviously a good replay there, but you've got to look at that price. Now, let's have a look. A whole host of these here, Mike. We've got Smart Image. This horse obviously charged. Royal Banquet, interesting runner. It had no luck in this race.
Yeah, no luck at all. Got back, didn't set on the rails, which is a negative, and just had to switch off heels about the 225 metre mark. Smart Image, what do you do with him? His form was going nowhere. He had the right right positioning run this day, and he was good, but I want to see him do it again. And Matawa Tupke had no luck either. Was checked mid-race, was blocked late, and he does love a wet track too.
Yeah, OK, so keeping an eye on a few of those there. And, yeah, you raise a good point. It's the biggest talking point here, I think, Smart Image, Mike. I've got a feeling a horse might be back. We're having a few little conversations about that before the show. Let's have a look to see all the key factors here. Race number 6, and it's Taxu, the Melbourne visitor, well, now with Joey Pride.
Well, I don't think this Sydney form is much chop, to be honest. Okay. Taxu, I think, has the best form ratings.
Well, let's give it the go. That's what the key factors are there for. Who can do all the chasing here? Track distance and conditions.
Well, they're more athletic type, so a drying Rosehill didn't suit. A wet Rosehill for Royal Banquet and Matawa Tupke is a good thing.
OK, all about the profiling there. So a couple of gold to those outside the market. But as we have a look at the speed map, love for the favourites here.
Well, Nash goes forward with Royal Banquet. It's got to be a good thing. Tycoonist, Paper Warrior, inside barriers, Chris Waller. We talked about how hard to beat he is.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses here, all within a length and progression. Well, that helps a couple down the bottom again.
Yeah, Royal Banquet's second up over a long break. Matawa Tupke second up as well. He's a hot shot, can improve. Count to Rupee, we just don't know. Pulled up with sore feet in Eagle Farm. So watch the market and yard for him.
Wow, OK, key factors are meant to make things a little bit easier for us. And I tell you what, it hasn't created too much certainty for us there. But one thing it did show me is that there's plenty of value in this race if you've missed out on that $7, because it sounds like we're not diving into the $3 here, Mike.
No, I was dirty on myself when I missed the price and the rain came and I wasn't dirty on myself anymore. The market looks like there is some edge on those wet trackers that go forward. Taxu will be hard to beat. We'll have a cover bet on him. But Royal Banquet and Matawa Tupke on pace, love a wet track too.
All right, the tab holding plenty there on the favourite, so we'll go around it. Royal Banquet there for us in race number 6. Let's have a look now. Race number 7, it is the McKell Cup, the feature of the day. Listed
this is your race, Stu.
Over the 2,000 metres, and I'll tell you what, we are getting to know a few of these. But Chris Waller, he's got saddlecloth numbers 1 to 5 here. Let's have a look. Stockman, $5 favourite. Nothing between Stockman and Parry Sound in the Winter Cup. Behind now Brisbane Cup winner, which is Knight's Order. Parry Sound, $5.50. Both struggling to break through for the win. I'll tell you what, these two horses deserve it. Yonkers at $6. Racing career best form, winning in Melbourne after his Wagga Cup effort. We've got So You Win at $8. Same can be said about him, albeit not being far in his Queensland runs this preparation. We've got Woogok there at $8, who we've previewed a few times on this show, this prep. Approach Discreet, $8.50. Ran on well here latest. And then out to Brutality. Interesting one. The money came from him last week over the mile we got on. Now up to the 2,000 metres here, Mike.
These two are tied to the hip. Parry Sound and Stockman. They just keep going around. Why can't only be one of them on Saturday? You can back them.
I don't know.
Let's have a look at the Winter Cup last up. Parry Sound back in the rail. Stockman just got checked off his heels mid-race. They both finished well. They're both good to the line. They beat home Woogok, who I think had every single chance. You've just got to split them on Saturday, Stu.
Yeah, major bet here for me on Parry Sound this day, Mike. Look, I wasn't disappointed, and clearly this winner, it's gone on to bigger and better things.
Absolutely. The form lines are strong. They're keeping their form going, and the form only gets easier deeper in the winter.
Yeah.
So you'd think one of them should win on Saturday. 2,400 metres back to 2,000 metres is a big key factor on Saturday.
OK, they're both trying their guts out there to the line, aren't they? OK, well, a few of these went around in the Lord Mayor's Cup.
The same two horses.
Including those two, Parry Sound and Stockman. But look, one thing you can say from these replays, Mike, has Parry Sound just got the little bit of edge here on Stockman?
Well, yeah, I think of it. This is the 2,000 metre run. Obviously, Stockman was back off a pretty strong tempo, a long sprint home. And Parry Sound was close to that hot pace and was very good again. And over this distance range, you have to think maybe Parry Sound has a length or two on him.
OK, so this was obviously going back a couple of starts, Mike. So they've just been racing together since. They just know each other too well.
Yeah, but just can't say anymore. The Lord Mayor had every single chance this day and he's got a wide barrier on Saturday.
All right, key factors is definitely going to need to split these two favourites for us. So let's delve into it. It is the McKell Cup over the 2,000 metres, the feature of the day. And, well, tell me you're not going to split these for form. Nah, they've got exactly the same form.
Exactly the same form. Yonkers is flying as well. So You Win, very, very good last start. And Berdebeck was unlucky, but the top two light them up.
You are right. Yonkers is absolutely flying this preparation as well. All right, track distance and conditions.
Genuine heavy suits Approach Discreet and Woogok. Also suits Stockman, but 24 back to 2,000 is just a question.
OK, interesting. So keep your eyes on any rain there on Saturday. The map, 2,000 metres?
Well, yeah, I just didn't want to back them, and then I saw the barriers and they got up and in barriers, which is so perfect for Saturday.
All right, unusually one that we could just fly past, but you've given the two favourites a big kicker there, Mike, but it's, well, you can't give these two favourites progression.
Well, that is the question. Stockman raced 3 weeks in a row, 24 back to 2,000. We haven't got a red bar, but you have to put a question mark on the Joe Pride stayer.
I can't believe we've got this far. All the way through key factors, Stockman and Parry Sound are still neck and neck together.
But we've got insight.
Line.
We've got insight. We can make a decision still.
All right, what's it going to take, mate? Where are we going to go for this race?
Well, we talked about a couple of questions, I guess, on Stockman.
They've cleared out from the rest.
Yeah, but maybe not so many questions on Parry Sound. We think he's more of a 2,000-metre horse. Stockman's one paced. He could be flat deep into his preparation. So if you're back in between those two on a Thursday night, there's only one way to go. Parry Sound each way all day. He comes second his last 3 starts. We think he can win on Saturday. All
right, it is Parry Sound, the split for us there in the McKell Cup. Let's get this horse home this weekend.
Are you backing him again?
Yeah, we're on. Let's go. Right, race 8 to finish off, 1,300 metres. And look at this horse, Catalan, another well-back favourite. It's $1.95. The Medaglia d'Oro mare trounced her rivals when resuming at the midweek. So tick-over trial into this. We've got Bellucci Babe, $5.50. Scratched last week, rattled home over 1,100 metre at its latest. Out in trip here for the first time. You'd think should suit. Expat Third Emergency, $7.50. Has enjoyed good runs in transit. Its last 2 starts. Draws the outside here. And then it's Rock My Wand, the only other one under double figures at $9.50. Coming through the same form lines and good to the line behind the smart Gravina last time out. But Catalan, Godolphin, they've got another good one on their hands here by the looks of it.
Good-looking horse, progressive horse. Been back to the trial since and was very, very strong. Probably outpointing Emeralds in that trial. Let's have its first up run. Kensington, midweek form, I know. He got to the outside, but you've got to give a rating that's very strong in this racing. She looked like she had 2 or 3 more lengths up her sleeves, Stu.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't always... Well, you can just look straight back to midweek form, Mike, because we're going to get these progressive types through the winter, and I'll tell you what, this stable can do it.
Yeah, just the racing pattern. She sort of blends into the pack, gets to the outside, so it's hard on rails.
Yep.
I definitely don't want to back her, but if it's fair, they're coming across the track. She'll be mighty hard to beat. Her last wet track start was a forgive run too.
Okay, all right. So it's potentially a smart one on the rise there in Catalan. And Rock My Wand here, Mike. And I just had to do a double take here. We're going back right to last year. Why is this one? It's obviously Group 2 level. Is that why you've got this one?
Well, she's a ripping mare. So 1,100 metres first up didn't suit. 1,200 metres second up, she was good. A very, very quiet trial since. This is a Group 2 performance where she was just behind Personal, who's Group 1 level performer. She always smashes the line. She loves the wet. She just needs a track pattern to suit.
Yeah, okay, interesting. So definitely a horse that can smash the line there late in the day at Rosehill Gardens, all pending these conditions, which we'll have a look at here for the key factors. So let's have a look at the race here for the form, Mike. So how have you weighed up this midweek form with Catalan?
Yeah, the ratings are very, very similar, but there's some more progressive types. We'll see later. Catalan was very good last time. Bellucci Bay was wide, very strong too.
Yeah, sure was. Bellucci Bay. Okay, so the 2 favourites there with the gold. Track distance and conditions. Who's this going to suit?
Maddie Smith's been patient, working up to extra distance and a soft track's a big kicker to Rock My Wand. If it's very heavy, she might just win. Okay, so Rock My Wand levels up there, and look at Sarah at any old odds as well. What about the speed map here? Well, we don't know if it's up and in. There's on paces that are lit up there, but it might be a fair track late in the day. Okay, so Bellucci Babe does get a little bit of gold there, Mike, and well, progression, this favourite's got to have a bit of that. Well, this is the story of the race. I think if it's on pace inside Bellucci Babe, hard to beat, but if it's fair, the progressive fillies are the ones to be with Catalan and Rock My Wand. All right, so it's $1.95 favourite here, the Catalan, but it's only a length winner there for the key factors. So is that enough for a bet late in the day at Rosehill Gardens? We'll find out now as we have a look at all of those ratings, Mike, because, well, look, I guess of the day, we've had a couple of shorties throughout the day, but this one, it could be becoming the best of them, Mike, but I'll tell you what, I wanted to see more in the ratings here. Yeah, there's a few key but just they're very different horses. I guess Expat, Bellucci Babe, tough on pace, muscular types. Yep. So if it's very, very chopped up, I want to be against them. This is a wait and see. Catalan, I will not be losing on. And Rock My Wand, I will be winning big on if the track's fair late in the day. All right, so we've got 2 ways there. But Rock My Wand at value, but Catalan looks a promising type there in race number 8. OK, we're through our 5 races. Still plenty more to come after the break. All the other best bets and, of course, the $100 hot seat. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We have had a good look at the card at Rosehill Gardens this weekend, highlighted by the McKell Cup, where we just really couldn't split those 2 horses. Well, we did split them in the end, didn't we? Stockman and Parry Sound. But plenty of more racing on the day, Mike. We started with a 2-year-old. I like what you've done there. And, well, where are we going to go here at the end of the day? I don't see many double-figure plays here. Tricky day. Bowman versus J-Mac in race 1. We'll just edge Bowman's way with Verbeck at $4. Wicklow Very hard to beat, just needs tempo 165. Underground Music did it first up, can do it second up as well. Lakeen, probably just about the best bet of the day, but the odds are about right. Nicole Beagle, so good first up. Royal Banquet on pace. Nash loves the wet. Parry's down each way play of the day. Rock My Wand if the track is fair. And Oscar Zulu in an impossible get out stakes.
Yeah, we didn't want to put race night in that preview. Okay, $100 hot seat, Mike. Geez, we've got through it during the winter. We were chips in on Gravina last week, but that obviously got deducted heavily. But the profit's there. Let's end our little stint for the winter with another win here.
Aiming up at 2 races. We're having a midwinter break and then back for some more spring action as the racing warms up. Verbeek, Royal Bowman, J-Mac to light up the Rosehill track before midday. And then race 6 has been some money for Tycoonist and the rains come, so we'll bet around it. Royal Banquet, Taxu and Matawa Tupke all love the mud. All
right, you've pronounced that horse very well every time you've mentioned it tonight. Loving your Ascot time, mate. It must be that time of the week.
I love this time of year. Usually we're over there going to the races, but at least we're going to watch it tonight on Sky.
Very, very true. So head to the raceguide.com.au for all your profiling this weekend. A big day for the McKell Cup at Rosehill Gardens. As we said, we'll go off for a little 3-week freshen, but we'll be back with all the good racing in just a few weeks. Hope your pockets are full this weekend and we'll see you on our return.
See you soon.